What's up, my pugnios? Andy with Andy Vlogs. Excited to share with you guys this content here. As the title suggests, guys, we're finally going to be able to go over the LiteChaser Pro for the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, I pre-ordered this when it came out in like September, October, and unfortunately they said that it was going to release on the 30th or on the 31st last year, but they've been delayed, and well, it's finally here. I ended up ordering the Director's Pack, which includes a couple of filters, CP filters, ND filter. It's got the shutter, it's got the grip, and obviously the case itself. Now, what's different from this year to last year is that PolarPro actually has their own set of lenses. Those haven't come yet. Those are still on back order, and hopefully I'll get them in a week or so, and that'll be in a separate video. I'm going to go in more depth on the filters here specifically in another video, so check up above and the links in the description after this video. Now, this was not a sponsored video. PolarPro did not send me any of this product. I purchased it with my own money, so you know where my bias is, and we're going to give you guys an honest review, a genuine review, if this is something that was better than last year, if this should be your daily driver, if you should switch from the really anticipated, the really buzzing Shift Cam Pro Grip, which is what I'm currently sporting, with their own lenses here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox all this and show you in practicality on location what this looks like. All right, before we jump into the unboxing here, this is me from the future letting you guys know that I came to a stark realization that I don't really want to bring into this video because it's not fair. It's because I didn't do my research and I made the mistake thinking that there was cross compatibility. Every accessory of the LiteChaser Pro 13 only works for the LiteChaser Pro 13, meaning that you can't bring the grip, you can't bring any of the other filters, any other accessories from the 12 or the 11 does not work with the 13. In addition to that, they have their own mounting system for their own lenses, so that means that the Moment M mount for the Moment lenses do not work for the 13 Pro Max. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the unboxing and show you that process here, how it looks. Here is what we're going to primarily be going over here today. As you can see, I'm currently sporting the Shift Cam leather case with their in-mount lens adapter, which I found to be very awesome. Off camera, I have the Shift Cam Pro Grip, which I'll show you later. We're going to do another comparison video of that, if that's, you know, better for, you know, run and gun shooting or any of that other stuff. I did add the little tassel here that did come with the LiteChaser Pro last year, and so I'm going to be switching this over, but I'm a little disappointed I don't see it here. We'll see if it comes with it. I want to assemble the shutter and grip, as that's kind of what you do first, and then we will show you how to use it and connect it after we've unboxed the case itself. I really like this very eco-friendly unboxing. All this stuff can be recycled and not be wasted, because honestly my studio gets so messy with all these boxes that I'm reviewing. I hate it. I want to be able to recycle it. Alrighty, so here is the, as it drops, lovely. Alright, straight up here, the grip itself is nice. It's got this clamping motion. You have this this press button that you're going to be pushing in order to like widen it, and then it grips onto, you know, the little spots on the case itself. Here's the shutter button. You're going to be screwing it on in the 1/4 inch mount here on the top, and then it's going to be giving you a 1/4 inch mount on the top with a little padding here. Here's the shutter button. The battery's already installed. You just turn it on. This top thing is just going to kind of click right off. You have to get your fingernail in there and peel it off. You know, if you're going to have the shutter on here, which is sold separately, it is going to cost you a little bit more. It's actually like 50 bucks. It's kind of expensive, but it's totally worth it. Trust me. You're going to obviously screw on the 1/4 inch mount right here. And, you know, one of the biggest differences that I'm noticing from this to the other version is that, honestly, you've got a cold shoe mount, which is really, really nice touch. There you go. It screws on top there. You push that little thing back into its place. It does kind of flap. And there you have it. There is your shutter button. There is the grip. Here is cold shoe mount. You have an extra 1/4 inch mount on the top and the bottom, should you like that. Let's go ahead and now compare both. This is last year's model. This is this year's model. You can see that honestly, ergonomically, they look very, very similar. A little bit different tooling here, different coloring for the button. It's the same kind of movement though. It looks like the older version goes a little bit higher. I like that the spring is a little bit tighter here on the newer version. It's got the same rubbering grip around the sides. Right where the Bluetooth button is, it looks exactly the same. A little bit different. I think it's a little more elongated on the older version. It does protrude out more on the newer version because you've got this longer clamp where the cold shoe mount is. And I think that's better because there were many times where this clamp here didn't actually grab on, and sometimes it would feel like it was a little bit loose. You can't use the older one with the new one, which is unfortunate, which means you got to pay for it again because look at the grooves, it's different. You've got the place right here where it connects on, and then over here is where it connects on, whereas here it's got these two little hooks that connected into the case itself. I'm just glad I'm going to be able to put a microphone now on and be able to level up my sound here. This is the Rode Video Micro with Rode. You can connect it just like that. Doesn't get in the way. I'm really excited about that. Onto the case here. Again, very nice ergonomic unboxing. You kind of just tear it out and you're good. Here is the case. It feels about the same. We'll see if there's any tassel. Nope, there isn't. So unfortunately, there is no tassel here. It is what it is. All right, before we put it in, let's go ahead and inspect and show you guys the differences between the two models from last year to this year. This is the 12 Pro Max, 13 Pro Max, and there's already a big difference. I can feel the polycarbonate build is much more rigid than the one from last year. The railing system here seemed like it was all plastic. It feels like here, you know, there's something that makes it more rigid. I don't know what it is. This crossbar right here, something feels like it's much stronger. The inside is actually thicker, to be honest. This is a little bit padded. It doesn't feel like the felt of the previous year. It seems like the inside is much more rough. It's not like the felt texture of the other one. Ergonomically, this is completely different. You can see that the groove here kind of bows up a little bit more, whereas this is more uniform around the whole case. Down here where the speaker grill is, as well as the input, it looks like this might be a point of contention for folks, and this might have broken off. It didn't for me. That's why they opted in to leave it open here, which I don't know how I feel about that. They did keep the wrist strap little spot here, which is nice. As you can see, the railing system is completely different. They are much longer here on the 13 as opposed to the 12. The volume rocker as well as the do not disturb opening looks about the same. Buttons are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit more flush with the actual unit. Around the top, you can see the protrusion, the metal mount for the lenses coming about on the back. Same kind of a thing you notice on the 13. You've only got 4 of these grooves as opposed to the 5. The build of the button's a little bit different. Coming in closer here, you can see that the inlaid metal adapter mount for the camera lenses are about the same. Less it's a little bit smaller on the older version than the new one. You know, you've got the rails here for your filters from PolarPro. Then you've got the M mount for your moment lenses, or now the PolarPro lenses. So what's nice is you can still use the PolarPro lenses on the old one if you've got that. And then this is a little bit more shiny than this. I mean, this is weathered. You can see how much use I put to it. Alrighty, off camera, we've swapped the wrist strap here, the PolarPro wrist strap from last year. Let's go ahead now and just place it into the case. Yeah, that's not too bad. I like the careful tooling here, that it doesn't necessarily hit up against the screen protector, but it still grabs it nonetheless. You can see that you've got probably a 32nd of an inch here, so that when it hits, you know, the flat surface of the screen, it's not going to scratch on the table or whatnot. You can see that it kind of wraps all the way around here, exposing the speaker and leaving a little bit of a gap here for the input. All right, now that the case is on, why don't we just go ahead and throw on the shutter and grip. Pretty straightforward. You just push in the button here, and it kind of lifts it up, and you put it, you know, right on that little groove there, and it'll just grab right onto it and kind of click. And there you have it. I mean, that looks really, really good there. You got the little wrist strap here, the grip where your finger's gonna grab. This is your shutter, and you even have room for your MagSafe, which I think is really, really nice. Alrighty, to connect it here, you're going to be turning the button on here. You can now see it's flashing green. I liked how they updated that. There it is. You hold down the button, LCP BT shutter, pair it. Now we're paired and connected. Now when you go into the photo app, push the button, boom, shutter, boom. Let's go ahead now and place on a filter and show you what that looks like. This is the Mist 3 to 5 ND. You know, one of my favorite filters that PolarPro comes out with. It's a very, very beautiful product. You just place it right on the rails here. Oh, that really, really bothers me. Oh, man. Alright, and now that fiasco's over, you can see that the stark difference between the two lenses is just massive. This is like maybe a 35mm lens. This is like pushing 50. That's why it's so much bigger. Well, this is the VND 3 to 5. I'm gonna have to send this back because I want the Mist. The Mist gives you such an awesome look. You're just gonna fit it right in the groove. It fits, and then you push down. From there, you're going to just take off this nice rubber cap, and that's going to be how you fit it. This is a ND filter, so it just shifts from 3 to 5 stops, and it's going to make, you know, your photography that much more smooth because you can shoot at a lower shutter speed. Alrighty, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and show you that it is MagSafe compatible, but not in what you think. You definitely don't have enough room to put this battery bank. This is a battery bank from Zeera. It's a company that has reached out to me and I've worked with in the past, and there's no good connection here with the magnet. I mean, it pushes right up against the lens here, so that's kind of unfortunate here that they've decided to do. If you do have the MagSafe button though that you just connect, or if you have like a stand here, you're going to be able to connect it. But having one of these little bit more bulky battery banks was one key feature that I thought was great of the previous version. But if you can see, that's the only way that it fits, and it doesn't really fit well. Let's go ahead and throw on the Apple MagSafe here. We're going to slide it. That does connect, shows you the animation here. It does kind of hang down. There's no way you're going to be able to fit it in this small space there. If you add on the goldomorphic here, this filter FX filter mount, it's going to further impede on that, not giving you a good angle. You have to angle it like that in order to get the animation there. If you do it like this, you're not even going to connect it. So that's something for you guys to know. Alright, my pungos, well, here it is. This is the LiteChaser Pro in all its glory. What's nice here, a few things, is you've got the additional cold shoe mount. You've got about the same build, but a much stronger grip from last year. This year, you've got a case that is still MagSafe compatible with all of the accessories on, which is nice. You've got really, really beautiful lenses, way more to choose from, including this goldomorphic, which is like an anamorphic filter if you don't want to buy the anamorphic lens. It looks really pretty, and I showed you guys that in the demonstration. What is a little disconcerting, and which is unfortunate here, and it's my fault mostly, is that none of the previous accessories are compatible with the new version. So you're gonna have to buy a new grip, a new Bluetooth shutter. You're gonna need to get new filters. None of the moment lenses fit because they have their own proprietary mounting system with their own lenses. And so with that said, it left me a little disappointed, but that's not on them. Also, what is disappointing though is they did not provide a wrist strap, which is definitely needed. The wrist strap from last year is fantastic. One thing that I did notice though for the cold shoe mount is that if you have the shutter button is raised slightly so that the cold shoe mount actually can't be pushed all the way to the end. And so they made it so it's a little too thick. It's raised, and so I have an issue with that. With that said, folks, if you like this content, make sure and hit that like button down below, and the links in the description are going to be the product pricing and availability. They are affiliate links, so no, there is that bias there. This is not a sponsored video. Up above in the cards are going to be links to comparison videos of those products that I'm referring to. With that said, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.